Oh my god, we've got a man down, he's not breathing. It's not working. I've got no choice but to try something different.
Oh, thank God for that defib. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode with us, the Review Bros, where we bring you the most in-depth information on pre-workouts and other supplements in the industry right now. And today, again, a big thank you to this company for sending us a tub out, and that is the HR Labs Defib, which is a very exciting product. It's pretty hyped now, and I will say there is a nice label on the back. So, guys, stay tuned for the review on this one. HR Labs, big thank you. Also, discount code will be coming up, and that's an important one as well because it is 25%.
Boom. Alright, so moving on to the taste segment.
So, 4 different flavours. The one we have here today is Ice Blue Slush. I can tell you it also comes in Cherryade. It also comes in Fizzy Candy Crush, and lastly it comes in Jelly Bean flavour. So to me they all sound like exciting and nice flavours.
Yeah.
Obviously guys, we're only going to be able to comment a taste score on the one we have, which is Ice Blue Slush.
We are going to weigh it out because we didn't get a scoop in the tub, so we've stolen a scoop out of something else, so we're just going to make sure we're getting the full 23 gram serving.
Yeah, so it is a big scoop guys, 23 grams, and that is also important to note, that is 2 scoops. You can take a half serving. Again, like always, when it comes to the price section, we'll go through it as the maximum dosage just to keep things consistent. Okay, mixed up, ready to go. As you can see, it does look like we thought it would. Very, very colourful.
Slush flavour, yeah.
So it goes. Not bad. Not bad at all.
It does taste slushy actually, I'll give it that. Very sour, isn't it?
It's quite sour,
Sweet.
yeah. It does have a bit of a chalky consistency, but definitely not bad.
But do remember it is 23 grams.
That's why we mixed it with more water, guys. I like the taste of it.
Mix is okay, tastes fine. I'd probably go 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd go a 4 out of 5, maybe even a bit more, maybe 4.25
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, so, well done HR Labs for that.
Before we move on, do you want to get 9 other people to taste it and comment?
Probably more like 15 to 20. Alright guys. Okay guys, we're going to move into that price section. Again, this is important to note that we're going to base this on a full serving, so a 2 scoop job. You guys may want to just take 1 just to make it more cost effective.
Yeah.
But for the sake of consistency, as we always do, full servings. So it's a 20 serving tub at 2 scoops. So it is a little low, don't get me wrong. On the website at the moment, HR website, again the manufacturer's website, it comes in at £39 and 95 pence, which works out at $51.80. So it is a premium product. It's a more expensive product to buy initially. When you actually divide that up and work out how much it is priced per serving, it's actually £1 95 pence a go, or $2.52 a go. So again, much more expensive than an average pre-workout. We just got to hope that the label justifies that. That score, however, comes out at a 1.5 out of 5, which does sound negative. But we were lucky enough to work with HR Labs. They've given us a code, a 25% off code. So that is a big amount. It's like £10 off, or sort of $14 off. So it is quite a nice amount. So if I run through the stats on the code, now the reason we're not going to go with the reduced rate is simply because the code is not everlasting. I'll just put our code in the bottom now. It's Review Bros 25, 25% off. So that knocks the price of the tub down to £29 and 95 pence a go. So that is a a massive reduction.
Massive.
That's about $38.20. So again, big improvement to the original cost. When you work that out at price per serving, that works out at £1.49 a go, or $2.30 a go, give or take. So again, much improved. That actually pushes the score up to a 3 out of 5. So it's still not amazing, but definitely a lot better with a code. We're going to run the final verdict on the original price, because like we said before, some of you viewers may be viewing this, sorry, but unfortunately after the code's expired, so therefore run with the 1.5 out of 5 on price. Okay, guys.
Moving us on to the effects section of HR Labs, and what might justify the cost is the label.
Yeah, it's a nice stacked label, guys. Don't know if you can see that. If it
All
focuses
23
on,
grams worth.
there is a lot there.
So we're going to be rolling with the 23 gram serving, the full serving on these stats. So bear that in mind. Did you want us to run through the label, or should we get someone else to do that for us in this review?
Better get a professional in to do it.
Alright. So first up we have citrulline malate at 6
A
grams.
very nice dose of citrulline malate. We like to see at least 4 grams, so a couple of grams over the top's fantastic. Responsible for building nitrogen oxide levels within the bloodstream, so it's going to induce pumps in the gym, and they should be nice and heavy with that.
Beta alanine at 3.2 grams.
There, that's the clinical amount, perfect amount. Again, that's based on 2 scoops, but 3.2 is a very nice standpoint. That's responsible for muscular endurance, so it's going to help with that. It's going to help buffer lactic acid. There's another reason we love it, and a lot of guys love this one. It is responsible for that itchy and tingly and scratchy feeling you get 10-15 minutes after taking this pre-workout. So bear that in mind. There's a good dose of that though.
Betaine anhydrous at 2.5 grams.
Again, responsible for general athletic performance. So that's everything from breathing to muscular pumps to endurance. It's just a general, very nice all-rounded ingredient. And 2 grams again is a very nice dose.
2.5.
2.5 even better. So we like to see it. I've seen them go as low as a gram. So looking at 2.5, it's brilliant.
Yeah. Glycerol monostrate at 2 grams.
Glycerol monostrate again, responsible for pumps. It's a good dose of that as well.
Is that similar to creatine in that it draws its cell volumization?
That's the pumps inducing exactly that. Exactly
awesome.
That.
Taurine at 1500 milligrams.
Taurine, you'll see it in a lot of energy drinks these days. It's a fantastic ingredient to have in pre-workouts. It's responsible for cognitive benefits. It's also got many other benefits to the body. Too many to go through, in fact, but again, a nice dose, something you do want in these pre-workouts.
Next up is Pico 2 at 1 gram.
Pico 2, exciting ingredient. So we know that's going to be responsible for oxygen uptake. As the name simply suggests, peak O2, O2 being oxygen. It's actually a combination of 6 fungi, which sounds pretty grim, let's be honest. But those 6 fungi help oxygen uptake from the lungs, therefore transporting it around the body. So as you can imagine, the fact that you can breathe a lot easier is going to simply benefit your training. So it is exciting.
And 1 gram is the lower dose on the spectrum. We have seen it go up to 2, 3, 4. But 1 gram's still going to get stuff moving.
Yeah, it will do.
Next up is
phosphatidylserine
at 1 gram.
So that word, that's why we had to get the pronunciation. Is an ingredient we've not seen in pre-workouts before, we'll be honest. We've done some research, and studies suggest actually it's really quite good. It reduces cortisol levels that build up during training. For you those who don't know, cortisol actually breaks down muscle tissue. Exactly the opposite of what we want. You want to break it down so it rebuilds stronger, but cortisol actually is such a stress induced enzyme or hormone should I say, it breaks down muscle tissue faster than you're going to be able to rebuild it. Now what this does, it's been shown that 600 milligrams, by the way, for 10 days reduces cortisol build up in the blood. So it's basically going to do the opposite. So it's going to simply build muscle tissue.
So 1 gram's a fantastic dose then.
Yeah, so 1 gram is over the 600 milligrams. So what I will say, however, is it's probably something that you want to take daily. So it's a build-up, and that also, I must mention, is the same for Pico too. Its uptake is important, kind of like creatine monohydrate.
Yeah.
You do that loading phase, and you've got to keep it going for its effects to become
Noticeable.
Yeah,
Beneficial. You're looking to just saturate your system with it. Next up is acetyl L-carnitine at 1 gram.
So that's a more powerful version of the amino acid L-carnitine. That basically is a fat burner. It sort of makes the body break down fat cells in the body and use it as energy source, which is exactly what you want if you're looking to get lean and shredded for this summer. Perfect thing to have when you're doing cardio. It's also good for the weights. Let's face it, you're still going to be burning fat during those sets.
And 1 gram is the clinical dose.
It is.
Caffeine anhydrous 400 milligrams.
Very nice, very nice. Nice high dose. You know, it's not uncommon in this day and age to see that sort of dose. However, I will say it is a bit more than average.
Yeah.
I'd like to say the average is 300.
Yeah.
Pushing 350, but 400 again is going to really wake you up. That's a massive stimulant.
Yeah.
The main stimulant.
Next up is CDP choline, 500 milligrams.
Yeah, so we got a nice dose of choline. Now that's going to be responsible for helping the dopamine receptors in the brain. So basically it's a brain supplement. You could argue it's a nootropic. It helps, basically it's been shown to help build memories, which sounds quite funny putting it that way. It helps cognitive benefits, such as focus, concentration, and the ability to sort of have that tunnel vision in the gym. And 500 milligrams has been shown to be a good dose of that. Awesome. So brain supplement right there.
The next 3 are kind of similar, so I will just round them off all into one. Dynamine 200 milligrams, L-theanine 200 milligrams, N-extra painted ingredients like Dynamine is at 300 milligrams.
Again, I know that we've done some studies. They are all good doses to start that off. L-theanine you'll see a lot these days. The way we describe L-theanine is the scope to the rifle. The rifle is your caffeine, so that's the one that really does give the stimulation effect. But L-theanine puts a blanket over that. It targets that caffeine use and steadies it along the workout, so you won't have any crash. You won't really get the jittery effect. So you know that caffeine spikes quickly and then leaves the body quickly. But L-theanine draws that effect out, and actually very much similar to the N-extra and the Dynamine, but them two are patented versions. So they're ingredients you won't see often. But again, they are related to no crash. They're related to energy boosting effects, but without the heart rate increasing or blood pressure.
Focus properties.
So they are really good ingredients to have in there, and that's something that pushes up the price of the product simply because they're not easy to get hold of. You know, they're having to pay to put those ingredients in there a lot more than you would just a basic ingredient. So all of those, remember, energy, brain boosting, no crash, no jitters, prolonging that workout. You know, a lot of benefits. Very exciting ingredients, put it that way.
So there's a good 3 or 4 ingredients in here that are just going to prevent that crash, so we'll be able to comment on that shortly. And that rounds it off with vitamin B12, B6 and bioperine at 10 milligrams.
Bioperine, black pepper extract, is obviously going to be there for the digestion aid for the whole stacked list that we've got in front of us. So you know, something like that is brilliant. So
and that rounds off the label, so...
Stacked label to say the least.
Massive.
Will it help you stay stimmed? Let us let you know.
Did it defib us then? What did it do?
Did it wake you from the dead of a long shift?
So we've used this a good 5, 6, 7 times, I would say, over the course of a month or so since we've had it, really. And we have enjoyed every use of it.
Really solid product.
Absolutely.
We do enjoy the very stacked list. What I will also add is it is a nice daily driver. It's not so much that it's an unhealthy feeling. It's one of those that where you finish off your session at the gym, and you really do feel like you could carry on going.
Yeah, and there is definitely no crash because we're fine now. We took it
there's 3 or 4 ingredients in there that relate to no crash and prolonged energy. So we'll start off by saying we obviously took the pre-workout in front of you guys. We did wait about 15 minutes just here. while the beta-alanine kicked in, and
Which it
it
did.
really did.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a strong one, sort of behind the eyes itching.
Yeah, definitely. You'll be itching on this one.
Which we was quite shocked with, I'll be honest.
Because of
the
the
reason,
stack list.
because you've got a lot of other things to digest, and in the past, when you've got a lot of other things to digest, beta-alanine seems to lose its edge.
Take a back seat almost.
It does, but it didn't this time, so that's something solid about this product.
We gave it a good 30 to 40 minute kick-in time. The focus started to come in as we were driving down the gym, mental clarity, just focusing on the gym session. We arrived with tons of energy.
Yeah.
The pumps were fantastic.
Really good pumps. We just did some shoulders today, so it wasn't the most intense session, but we have done legs on it, and I can say that it does last that leg session.
Yeah, you don't die off.
So in essence, what we're trying to say is you get what you pay for in pre-workouts. Sometimes, and this is a more premium product, but that stack list does keep going. So if effects are your most important point, then we'd argue this is a very good one to have.
It's one of those productive pre-workouts that goes well into training. It doesn't give you jitters and negative effects. Everything in here is in there for a purpose,
It's
and it
all
does all come
clinically
together.
dosed.
Yeah.
That the dosages are very good.
They're not messing around.
No.
Put it that way.
And the fact there's 2 or 3 patented ingredients in there
Yeah.
is brilliant as well.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, there's more than that.
Four.
Well, Dynamine, Pico 2, Bioperine, N Extra, and and it's also a GMP certified product. So
it's gone
been
through all the
testing.
hoops. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not some dodgy under the radar one that's going to leave you feeling unhealthy and dying off.
No. So heated, pumps are brilliant, energy's very good. We've had stronger in the past, but nevertheless we've had stronger that have those unhealthy,
side
perhaps
effects.
unwanted side effects. So I'd argue this is a bit stronger than a very beginner pre-workout. And I'd argue that the extremist stim junkies probably wouldn't feel it as much as they'd hope.
Intermediate level and people that are after a good pre-workout to train well on.
I'd say, from people who have been using pre-workouts a fair amount to extreme pre-workout users, so it hits 80% of users, I'd argue.
It's not
especially
slacking,
considering you can take 1 scoop. We are always double scooping this bad boy.
So you could get away with 1 scoop on lesser intensity days, 2 scoop on leg and back days.
It's a heart starter, put it that way.
Yeah. So to round it off, it doesn't slack anywhere. Pump, energy and focus are all in the upper echelon of ratings. Nothing's dragging it down. So what would we go out of 5 on this then?
Personally, due to the fact I've used it several times and it's stayed solid each one of those, I would myself give it a 4.5 out of 5.
I was thinking the exact same.
Simply because it's I would argue the pumps are 4.5 out of 5, the energy's 4.5 out of 5, the focus is 4.5 out of 5. So
Yeah.
it, like Craig says, doesn't lose anything in areas, doesn't hit 5 out of 5 in any areas, but solid pre.
Especially when you think that this is a UK brand, so they can't go throwing in all these fancy ingredients that the US and other countries can. So they've done an absolute smashing
And
job.
I'd be happy to use this daily.
I would. This is one that I would personally buy, and I'm not just saying that. If I was looking for a pre-workout, especially with a discount, and I see the ingredients label, I would be happy to add this to my shelves.
Yeah, and so 4.5 out of 5. Fantastic one, HR Labs. Good work. Alright guys, it's that time. It's the final verdict where we're going to draw this video together and give a very quick summary of why we're placing this, where we're placing it. So we always start off with the taste. I'd argue it needs a bit more water, especially if you're using a whole 23 grams of product.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, nice, very much doable. Very excited to try the other flavours, but the Blue Ice Slushy did indeed get a 4.25 out of 5.
Yeah.
Good score.
Really nice.
The price, like we have mentioned, we're basing this on the general price of the product. We're not using our code to bring it down, simply because our code would only work till the end of June 2019. So if you're viewing this after, our code won't work. But if you can find it cheaper elsewhere, then do so,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
that brings the score up. But nonetheless, the general price brings it only to a 1.5 out of 5. That's due to the stack list with patented ingredients, so bear that in mind.
Yeah.
And we're going to move into the final part of this, which was the effects section. very good energy, very good pumps, and very good focus. Those three things led us to give it a really good score. 4.5 out of 5. Do check out that effects section, you know. Fantastic score. We argue the effects section to be the most important.
Definitely.
And that's the bit that hit the highest score. So that gives a general all-round score of 10.25 out of 15, which doesn't sound fantastic, but the price does bring that down. If you can find it cheaper than £39.95, then you're onto a winner. With our code, if you're quick enough, Review Bros 25 will get you 25% off. Pushes that score up to a 3 out of 5, which obviously brings that score up to like a 12 point something.
Especially when you think price is the only thing bringing it down, really. So if you can alleviate that using our discount code, then you know it's hitting good numbers all round. Really.
Just want to quickly mention also, we're not affiliated with HR Labs. We don't get any money back from people using our code. We just like to put codes in our videos, and it just brings along the viewers. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So 10.25 out of 15. You know, use your own common sense to work out where those areas are hitting the good scores. Big thank you to you all for watching. Please do hit that subscribe button if you can. Drop us a comment if you've used this product before, if you're thinking of using it. You know, we love to hear your thoughts and feelings. Let us know if there's anything else you want us to get reviewed. We've got a stack list up there we've got to come. You know, HR Labs, thanks again.
Nice one.
As always, guys,
Stay
stimmed.